What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the FallenRedZeo. I'm back with some special figures of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Retro-Morphin or Auto-Morphin Power Ranger figures. So these are the new Hasbro made Walmart exclusive Auto-Morphin figures. So they took like the original figures back from the 90s and remade them for Hasbro. So they've changed up a bit of the joints. The bodies look much bigger in size overall, and we have bigger weapons, it looks like, in general. We get the Rangers themselves, we get their weapons. So like the Red Ranger has a sword, and then we also get the Blade Blaster. So very similar to the originals. And if we look around on the back here with the Auto-Morph, we do have the heads that switch. So we do have the Power Ranger head with the unmasked head. So there we have Zach's head, and around on the back we have all four of the Rangers. For some reason they did make a Trini. I don't know if because of like likeness reasons or something, but we do have the four Rangers that they did make of Billy, Jason, Zach, and Kimberly. And then you can even make the Power Blaster up there, and of course you can see it's leaving off Trini's daggers as well. So for some reason they don't include her at all, but these look really awesome. I probably wasn't going to open these when I originally ordered these, but unfortunately the boxes are damaged on a lot of them, so I probably will just go ahead and open these up so that way I can enjoy the figures themselves. And I do have the original ones in my collection as well, so I will show them compared to each other. So I'm excited to get these figures out of the box and check them out. So let me go ahead and get them open. So here they are out of the packaging. I actually think they're pretty good. I had no issues with these really. They don't have all the same movements of the originals, but like I said, I will compare those as we get to them. But here we have all four of them open, and of course they're all exactly the same, so we don't need to look at them all individually, but we will go ahead and look at like Jason here since he is the main one. So we have the Red Ranger here, and he looks awesome in his all red Ranger outfit. So it's just the same Red Ranger we've had before. It has the white diamonds on the chest, white gloves with the red diamonds, and the white boots with the red diamonds. Has the white belt around its waist, and you can see the morpher there for the buckle. It says Power Rangers, and it has the Tyrannosaurus power coin in it, and then we get a little holster off to the side to be able to hold the Blade Blaster, which we have there in his hands, along with the Power Sword in his hands, which looks pretty nice. It's just all in gray, which does keeping with the originals, but it has the details into it, which is really awesome. And then we have the flip head. So of course we have the Power Ranger helmet there for the Tyrannosaurus with all the teeth and the eyes, and then the normal Power Ranger visor and mouth there. But these are the Auto-Morphin flip heads, so it does have this little switch here on the back that you do push on, and it opens the little thing and it starts to flip. Well, with the original ones, at least the ones I have, since they are pretty old, they may not work exactly. You have to like kind of manually flip the head, and when it's in the human form and you click it, it flips it back. But with this one, it does it automatically, but it's kind of doesn't work exactly right. You have to kind of really squeeze it really hard to be able. It gets kind of stuck, as you can see, like that. So it's kind of stuck there, so I have to just keep messing with it to like get it to click like that. So there we've got Jason's face, and I think that looks pretty good. I don't really see any issues. Of course, it's not exactly like Austin St. John, but it does look pretty close, and I think they did a great job. I like how his hair's even swooped over to the side and stuff. So I think that's awesome. And then they get it back to the Rangers. You just press it again, and it switches it back. So it's awesome that you can just sit here and continue to flip them back and forth. So that's pretty fun. But these figures also have some movement, so their arms can raise up and go all the way up over to 180 degrees, so that's pretty awesome. They have that much range. And then they also can twist all the way around. We do have a single elbow joint that does bend up about to 90 degrees there and has a little rotation in it, so you can twist it back and forth there. But it also, if it's straight, you can get it to twist side to side as well. And at the legs, we have some movement too. So at the hips, the legs can come up to 90 degrees there, which is awesome. And they can go out to the side to 90 degrees, so we can get them to do the split. And they have a single knee joint that can bend up there to about 90 degrees. It's probably under, so not as much, but it has that in there, and the rotation as well. And also, if you have it straight, you can get the foot to twist all the way around. And these are completely flat-footed, so it's kind of hard to get them to stand up. You have to kind of get their legs adjusted and twisted around and stuff to be able to get them to stand up pretty good, but they don't have too many issues. But then with like the Red Ranger here, we can also bring in the original one. So this is the one back from the 90s. So I have the old Auto-Morphin figures here, and you can just see the two comparison, and you can see size difference. The new ones are much bigger than the original ones, but I don't think it's that weird. I mean, it obviously looks weird with their little tiny heads on top, but I don't think it looks just drastically different or crazy or anything. I think it looks pretty good still. But you can see the original one did have the power coin on the chest, which they never really had that until the Power Rangers the movie, but the original Rangers never had those on their chest. But I think it just to add more details and features to them, and it has the Tyrannosaurus head there on it. And we can do the Auto-Morphin, so again, it has the little buckle on the front that you can push, and you know it should change the head. You have to just kind of manually change it to get it to the human, and we can go ahead and compare them to each other. So I definitely think the newer one looks much better and closer to Jason than the original. It just looks like some generic guy with black hair there, but I don't think it looks too bad. But then we can do the Auto-Morphin, so you just press on the buckle on this one, and it opens up the back, and the head kind of switches around there. Of course, it is old and slow and stuff, so it doesn't change as fast, but it still works, which is all I really care about. I think I do like the helmet a little bit more on the originals. I think it looks much better on the old ones, but still not too bad. And then for like the weapons, we have pretty much the same thing. So there's his sword. It looks pretty similar. Now these old ones do have the thing where they have the little peg in the handle, so you can see the peg there, and then there's the peg hole in the sword. So you just put the sword in the hand and peg it in there is how it keeps in. But you see the sword doesn't have anywhere near as much detail as the new ones have. And then we also have the blade blaster, and everything else is pretty much the same. Pretty similar joints. We just have like, you know, the knee that comes up, but there's no twist or anything. And these knees along with the elbow do bend up, and then there is a little bit of twist right where the white meets the red, and so it has a twist in there. So I think the movements are a little bit better in the older one's arms, but overall the body movements seem to be better in the newer ones. And so with that, we have the other 3 Rangers that again are going to have the exact same movements. They just all look a little bit different. So obviously for like Zach here, he's in the all black outfit, has the Mastodon helmet there. He has the power axe, which looks awesome. And again, this is all in black, where with the old ones, they're all like the Red Ranger, where they all had the gray, but they included a black one with Zach, which I think was pretty cool and kind of fits pretty well. And then he's the exact same. So as the Mastodon there on the buckle, the blade blaster there in his hands, and the rest is all the same. So we can do his Auto-Morph and get the head switched around. So there we got Zach again. Not exact, looks like a cartoonish version of Walter Jones. And compared to the original, I definitely think the new one looks a lot better. Again, neither of them are exact, but looks a lot better. And then you can see just the overall difference. It's going to be very similar to the Red Ranger, where the originals have the power coins on their chest, and then just the all gray weapons, blade blasters, and everything is going to be exact same as that old one, where this one's going to be exact same as the new one. Obviously, just the different weapons and the faces. And then we have Kimberly in her all pink outfit, the pterodactyl helmet, pterodactyl power coin on the morpher, blade blaster, and she has the power bow, which is there in hand. Again, hers is all white, so I think the white fits pretty well with her. And then we can do her Auto-Morph. So there's the face of Kimberly, and I don't think it looks too good. I don't enjoy this one very much. You can see they got a little bit of paint issues where they painted some of the skin color there on the hair. And compared to the original, you can see the differences. I don't really know which one I like better. I think the new one, as usual, looks a little bit more like Amy Jo Johnson compared to the original, but I like the original with the pink headband in her hair. I think I like that look more. And an issue with the new one too is that the pinks are different. So in the main body, she's like a darker pink compared to the limbs and stuff, where it's like a normal pink. So inside it just seems more of like a magenta or just a different shade of pink, where it's much darker compared to the limbs, which is a little bit weird, but it's not really that noticeable unless it's pointed out or you look at it real close. And then we have Billy, which looks great as well. So he's in the all blue outfit. He has the Triceratops helmet with the 3 horns and everything, Triceratops power coin on the belt, blade blaster, and then the 2 power lances, or the single power lance that's split apart in the 2. And you can see it does have the peg there to be able to attach them together. But as usual, everything else looks really great about it. And compared to the original, so there's the old Billy, and he has the really weird looking face, but let's see how the new one compares. And not much difference. They really just changed the hair color to a more of a blonde, and has the white glasses on instead of the dark rim glasses on the old one. So I think this original one to me looks a lot like Austin Powers, but the new one doesn't look like David Yost at all either. So again, this is like the Kimberly, where neither of them really look that great, so I don't really know which one to choose. But still, overall for the actual figure, I don't think the new one is that bad compared to the original. And then of course she's not included, but I do also have the Trini here as well, and you can see her in the yellow, and we can go ahead and switch her face around. So there's her on my face, but we don't have any to compare it to since they did not make her, but you can see her there with her power daggers for the saber-toothed tiger. So I wish we would have got a Yellow Ranger to throw in here, so that way we could have had a complete set of the original Rangers. Or maybe they'll make more where they'll make her and then maybe include like Tommy and everything in it. That would be awesome as well, but I wish they did at least include a Yellow Ranger. But we can take all their weapons now and make it into the power blaster. So we just start off with the power axe here. So start off with it in the middle here, and then we take Kimberly's weapon and stick it right down in the front like that. And it's kind of weird that it just kind of sticks in there. It doesn't really have anything else to really hold it in there or anything. And then we can take the power lances and stick them into the side. So it does have the double holes again for the power daggers, but we don't have them, so we can't stick them in. So we'll just put these on the inside. And then you just pop them on the bottom there so they stick out in the front. And then since we don't have the power daggers, as I said, we then just take the power sword and it just lays right on the top and sticks into the part here. And you just kind of pop it on, which I can't really get it to fit on for some reason. It's not like popping in there. There we go. So you just have to kind of force it in there to pop in, and it sits right on the top there. So there we have the Power Blaster, which would be awesome if they're more in like all their colors, because it helps it stand out a little bit more. But with all just being black, white, and gray, it just doesn't really look that interesting. But you can then give this to Ranger, and you can have them all standing there shooting the Power Blaster, which would be awesome. But again, like I said, it's not very interesting and not great that we don't have the power daggers to add to this. Well, that's going to be it for the new Walmart exclusives Hasbro Power Ranger Auto-Morphin figures, where they remade those old original figures as I showed you. I think they're pretty great. They're of course not like the greatest action figures ever. I don't remember how expensive they are because I pre-ordered them forever ago and they just arrived. So I don't know how much they cost. I don't think they should cost as much as Lightning Collection figure. I don't think they're that great and that high of quality, but you never know. With the Auto-Morphin feature, they probably increased the price because of those. But other than that, I don't think these are bad figures. They're not bad replacements if you don't have those original figures at all. These are not bad replacements at all for those. I think they're pretty great. But let me know what your opinions of these figures are down in the comments, and have you picked these up for yourself. But if you enjoyed my review, please hit that subscribe button down below, and I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next video.